Hi everyone, welcome to WW Designs. My name is Nikki and in front of me here is some gorgeous ephemera I have received as part of a swap. For those of you that have been around here for a while, you will know that I am participating for the second year in a junk journal swap. We get a new swap partner each month. We have to make certain items and send it to our swap partner. If you'd like a ton of videos on making journals and pretty ephemera, then the playlist Creative Collab Journal is the one you need to scroll through and do some watching. Now, where are we? I need to find it. I was making this very cute double tuck envelope arrangement that goes something like this, and I had to stop the recording partway through, and I thought I had re-hit the start button, and guess what? When I'd finished this videoing, I looked at my camera and I had a black screen. It had turned itself off. So you can't watch that video, but I'm going to make another one very similar, but a bit different, because I have to find a way to store two pieces of ephemera in my journal, and just sticking them in is not going to work. We have to come up with another plan. So what we're going to do is, first of all, I need to find a suitable page and already make that decision on where I'm going to pop this one. Actually, that might be a good... This might be a good... no, I don't know if I want it on the cover there. This might work, though. Oh, this could be fun. Let's do that. All right, so that's the page we're going to attach this to. And what we're doing is starting with a coffee-dyed envelope. Very simple. And the protective flap here, I removed that after coffee dyeing and realised it was still very sticky underneath. So all I did was get some glue and I've glued it back down. So what we're going to do is make another envelope, but we're just going to do it a little bit differently. So I'm just going to gently push that aside, bring out my little mat, make sure we're on screen. That would be ideal. And we're going to have a go at making one that's slightly different. So same principle, we're going to decorate the front and the back using some of the bits I have here. And the first thing we're going to do, instead of just creating a tuck spot down here like the other one, which I would have used something along those lines, we're going to create a little belly band. So I have a strip of fabric here, cardstock, and it turns out that this is actually the same paper pack that some of these embellishments were made with. So I grabbed the neutral coloured one here, and we're going to use that as our base. And I have some vintage photo, and we're going to just gently go around the edge of this, because some of these pieces she has used some ink around the edge, so why not do the same thing? So very simple procedure. I like using these little daubers when I'm inking edges. I just feel I have a bit more control than some of those big ones. And they're also cheap as chips you buy. You get them in a multi-pack at any of the cheap shops. And I think they do a fabulous job. So very simple procedure here. Anyone can manage this much. Voila. And that is done. Let's put that aside. We don't need that. Now, time to glue. So all we're going to do, now I have got a tiny nick in here, but honestly, it doesn't matter. This was the one bit of the scrap that I had that was going to be long enough to create a belly band. So I'm just placing some glue top and bottom. We're going to flip this over, and I'm putting this slightly off center. Oh, not too far, but slightly. You'll see why as we progress through this. Now, I have to select a couple of these, and I'm thinking maybe this one and then possibly this one. Okay, so all we have to do is glue these down. And I don't want to go right to the edge. I want them to hang over just a tiny bit. And of course, for this project, I'm using my fabulous Helmer Tiger Grip that just sticks everything down with ease. Now, these were little bonus bits that I got. If you watched my video the other day, I made these pocket tag things, and I said I'd made an extra one for the organizer. So as a thank you, she made me all these gorgeous tickets. So I'm very lucky. And she asked me if I would like my pieces done nautical so I can use them in this journal, because this group that I'm in, we're doing the junk journal swap thing, but then there's also lots of other crafty things. They do cards and all sorts of fun stuff, which I have done a few videos on, but most of the time I just do the junk journal swap. So that can now just dry off. We're going to flip this over. And the next thing I need, where is it? Oh dear, it's on this mess somewhere. Hang on a minute, guys. Oh dear. Okay, so this is the paper that I am going to use, and we are going to snip off a bit. And the reason why I'm doing this, and I did the same with the other one that I made, is that the tuck spot piece is not quite long enough. And I thought that just sort of looked a bit boring. So I decided we're going to add an extra piece in here. We'll also then, of course, help strengthen this here, because it's an envelope. It's not the thickest of paper. So I'm just going to grab my junk mail, which I always use for gluing things. And then when it gets really gluggy, then all I do is throw it in the bin. So we're just going to glue this down, and I just think it looks a little bit more interesting then. Very simple. And it doesn't matter that it's hanging over the sides a bit, that's all fine. Then we're going to add this piece of ephemera here. Now, again, I just have to be careful that I don't, glue too far over. But again, this is not going to be under any pressure, this piece of paper here. So we can just use good old glue stick. But it won't be forced to do anything. We just want it to sit there. So let's move this out of the way for a moment. And we might put this one right in the middle-ish. You know, my middle's never truly middle. There we go. So that is the basis of our double tuck spot arrangement. So we will put this into the journal, grab the right page, and let me have a look. Do I like this here? Is that where I want it, or would I prefer it on the more plain? No, then the coffee dyed paper just no, we're going to use this one. So all we're going to do here, except I'm going to use a glue that's a little bit more substantial, my tiger glue again. We're just going to put some on each end. And then where our fold mark is, I don't want a lot of glue because I don't want to risk gluing this down, because then you can't use the envelope for storage. I'm just putting a few little dots along the edge here. And then we're going to attach it to our page. I'll just make sure this is in view here. We're going to line our page up with the fold and have the fold just slightly over so that when we fold it over, it's going nice and neatly up to the edge. There we go. Hold that down for a minute. Now, we have this tuck spot here. I suppose we need a journaling card. Now, of course, with the other one that I did, I received 1 and 2. But this was actually 5 what they call paper strip embellishments. So I've used the torn edge ones on the envelope, and then the ones that were straight, I thought they made perfect journaling cards. But of course, I only had 5 pieces. I've used 4 here. So I've only got this one left. So I need to make my own journaling card. Now, if in previous videos, you've probably heard me talk about the really old grotty book I got from, I have no idea, probably an op shop or something. Every time I have leftover paint, not so much when I'm watercolouring, but especially acrylic paint, I splash it down on a page. Now, one day I must have been mucking around with blues and I've got a shell on here. So all I did was grab a piece of cardstock, glue this down, and then I have cut it out, and voila, we have an instant journaling card background. And I think we should add another one of these. Which one do I like? That's not, actually they all work. Or that one might end up a bit too wide. Oh, that one's cute too. No, I think I like this one. So we're going to add a bit of glue to this. Now, I want it to hang a little bit over the edge, so let's not go right up to the edge of this ticket. And we'll just pop that down on there like that. Now, let's hope, I didn't think to measure this. That would have been ideal, but no, this is quite a wide page. That's why I do love working in an A5 size journal. Oh, easy, not a problem. The other one would have worked perfectly too. And then we just tuck that in there. So we now have our tuck spot and we have a journaling card. We then have access to the envelope. We haven't killed that. And the reason I wanted to do this was for this gorgeous little piece that I received. It's a tiny little mini notebooky folder thing with little pockets, some cute little bits and pieces. But I couldn't sort of decide how I didn't want to just glue it on a page. That really didn't appeal to me. So I thought this piece I received from this is a different swap partner. That gorgeous little book can hide in my envelope. Okay. And then the other thing I received is this delightful little folder. Now, you just got to be I've got to be very careful undoing this. And if you have a look, it opens up. It's full of pockets and pretty things. Now, because of the way this is designed, I can't just glue this down because otherwise I wouldn't be able to undo it. So I had to come up with another way of putting this in. I could have just used a paper clip. That would have worked, but that's a bit boring. So I thought, okay, why not create a belly band? And that way I have easy access to it, but you can still see it. And I've got this cute little tag here. So that's what we're going to hide under this belly band. We're going to gently nudge this in without getting it caught on everything. But can you see why I tried to do it a little bit over to the left? Just so that I can still see this cute little Discover bit. I can see my little whale, and then my tag can hang there. So I thought that was a very clever way of getting all these beautiful pieces into my journal. So voila. So now I have 2 of these envelopey, pockety, taggy, tuck things, whatever you'd like to call them. I better come up with a name before I post this video. Hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments box below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And if you're not already a subscriber, I would love it if you joined in for lots of paper crafting videos. And it costs absolutely nothing to subscribe. Until next time, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye for now.